Welcome back to Dangerous Patchouli with Suwako. Last time, we completed another. Today, we're gonna stick our heads into Masochism and see just how bad an idea this was. Alright, same plan, same story. I have no idea what we're in for. I'm doing a blind run to start. We'll see if I just kind of face smash everything and can eventually pull through. Or... Wow, that's a good start. Man. Good start. I mean, they're letting you know where you're going. Wow. Like, I need to be on this. Oh! Really? Whatever. We saw the map. Are any of these real? I think the edges are real. We did it! We made it this far. Ooh, boy. Okay, who wants to bet they're, like, never going to give me access to Patchouli? Huh. You know what? No, I'm just gonna kill you. God dang it. I mean, they're not kidding. I can scoop. No, they are giving me access to Patchouli. Right there. Wow, good thing I wasn't I wasn't prepared to land on that anyway, because I hecked up my jump. Oh man, is there any way to know what's fake? I needed him alive. This is heckin' mean. Hit escape. Start over. Okay, we're not expecting to land on that anyway. You know what? Saved! Okay, what fresh nightmare are they gonna have me go through now? Oh, they give you a full heal, though. That's kind of nice. You can restart a room. I just saved, though. So let's just save. I was ready. I was ready for it. I didn't know what it was. Didn't want to go through that. Okay, nothing around here will kill me. Let's just explore. We have a save. Let's just explore. Look around. See what we got. It's gonna make me do that to get up here, I'm sure. Explore. See what we got. Okay, so we got a red. Like they're teasing me. Hey, here, have Patchy. You can't use her, but have Patchy. Wow! Wow! You're gonna do that to me, okay. Okay. Here I was, trying to, like... Okay, there. Trying to not destroy too many of these so I could make it back. I got a key. Door save. So how in the world do you want me to get that? I knew one of them was gonna break. The question... I'm so paranoid now. Okay, so we gotta get you. Can't break anything like that. Can't break anything by face smashing. Wait, what do you mean? What do you mean you're gonna give me one row? What kind of BS is this? Oh, sweet heavens. Save that crap. I got that full heal back there. Wow. Just walls. I think we can get up there if we use a duder. I don't have a duder, though. course. You know what? Easier? I just saved. Okay, I got both of them. Okay, save back here where we're not about to get killed by something or another. Where can I stand? Let's, you know, take a look at this first. Man, I think if I'm, like, super tight, I can walk from one to the other. Okay, this is clearly where I have to go. Door save. So what do you got for me? This is a fresh nightmare. Coming back? They fall and respawn there. Yeah. Wonder why they don't move immediately. Like, I wonder if something changes. I'm gonna wait for him to respawn again. I want to see. Or maybe I have to do something, because there's clearly a path. Oh, you know, that's probably just a separate thing. What fresh nightmare is this? I've got to get that red key. There's a blue switch down there. There's a blue key in there that you have to be on a platform to get to. Okay. This is gonna be horrible. So you get a duck here, that takes you down here. Jump up to this one, so you can jump up to this one. Okay, so you have to ring there. Or maybe if I was on... No, because I still don't think we could make that jump. Heck! This is gonna be rough. Like, a bunch of gotchas? I get. You can learn. But this is a level of skill and execution that I don't know about. Alright, folks. This is it for Masochist difficulty. Because I've been in this one room for probably 10 or 15 minutes now, and after enough practice, I can now do that first little obstacle to get me this far. But looking ahead, I see fairies over there on the left that are there to hit you and knock you into the spikes. So I would need to destroy them while I'm going down on the platforms on this side with the water, which means training my muscle memory to have the presence of mind to swap to water and shoot in that direction while I'm trying to finagle on the platforms going down there. That's assuming I even kill all of them in the first place while trying to do that, which I probably won't. One's gonna be just out of position or whatever, and then I'm gonna get hit into the spikes by it when I get on that side. But that's even after the question of, what do I even do right now? I can't even figure out how to get through this spike gate. Like, my only thought is possibly going in with the ring, jumping like super far off to the right, and just building up to breakneck speed so I can cruise through that middle, because that's like character height. That's rough, is what that is. And again, you can't modulate your jumps, so I don't know what they want me to do here. And I'd be willing to try that, like, ring through at breakneck speed if I had, I don't know, save states or something? But no, I have to redo the whole first bunch of this room in order just to get here to try it. And controlling yourself while you're using a ring is at high speed is ridiculous. And I'm calling it not just because, I'm calling Masochist not just because this one obstacle is in the way. I'm calling it on Masochist because this is the third room in stage 1, and I've hit a wall, effectively. We've got 5 stages, 7 rooms left in this stage alone. And there could be, if this is what we're dealing with, that's going to be the whole way through. And I've got better things to do with my time. I'm sorry. So this is where I'm calling Masochist. I really wanted to show it all off, but I almost feel like there's got to be an easier way, but given everything we've seen so far, I don't know if there is. And if there is, I can't think of it, and again, this is a wall that I'm hitting 3 rooms into stage 1. So, even if it is something easier here, what am I going to encounter down the road? Hey, I made it. Right into the spikes like I thought. So, I'm gonna have to rewind the video because I didn't even see what was beyond that. But, yeah. So that's it then, I guess. You know what? One thing we can do. One last thing we can do. Well, I guess we're ending on that note. There is boss rush mode, and I'm told the boss rush mode actually has the bosses set to an even harder difficulty than Masochism. And given that I almost could not beat Raiko on another difficulty, certainly couldn't beat her on Masochism, certainly couldn't beat her in Boss Rush. And as a small tidbit, I did kind of play through the Boss Rush off-screen. Isn't happening. I could maybe beat, like, the first 2 bosses. After that, like, just absolutely not gonna happen unless I cheat the heck out of it. And, I mean, I guess if you want to see me turn on Infinite Life and just kind of stand there and get murdered by him until I kill him, you don't really even get anything for beating it. But thus brings Dangerous Patchouli with Suwako to a close. I still think that this game shows off a great deal of growth and skill on the part of the developer, and I still think this is a pretty good quality game. You have to understand what you're getting yourself into when you're playing the higher difficulties. It's called Masochism for a reason. Honestly, I had a lot of fun even playing through another difficulty, because I felt like it was, instead of you just sit down and you play through until you beat it, you're playing for the experience, you actually have to puzzle your way out on how to beat it. I enjoyed that. I liked it. Hyper difficulty, it kind of just feels like easy and normal. Like, normal didn't give me anything. Hyper just kind of felt like, this is a good playthrough. Nothing really stand out. Didn't feel especially horribly hard or anything, just felt like a good playthrough. And then another was like, okay, now you're gonna have to actually pen and paper and figure out, puzzle solve, how to beat this. I can't do masochism. Maybe somebody can, but not me, not even cheating. Because, you know, spikes don't stop cheating. So that's it for Dangerous Patchouli with Suwako. So I said I was going to show off a few things, so I guess we'll hop into that. Next time, we're going to take a look at a different game. Still by UTG. We've seen effectively where they ended. We're going to go back and take a look at around where they started. Okay, so first things first, let's take a look at the maps that I put together. So this is the map for stage 3? Stage 3. 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah. This is the map for stage 3. That was my path through it. So I just had to explore and poke my head in and draw out the rooms where I saw them. And this one was probably one of the hardest ones to do, because what happened within each room was decidedly complex. As opposed to a lot of the later ones where it was just maybe the entrance or exits out of a room. But what you did in each room was surprisingly difficult in this one. So, big red squares were chests, the dots were keys. I tried to put the brown arrows in for one-way passages. It wasn't necessarily one-way platforms, because there could be just, you can only go through this room this one way, this way. For example, the room down here was you could hover underneath this and bounce off an enemy on this side to get up onto the platform. You couldn't do that going the other way. So stuff like that. And then from there, with this one, it was hard. Routing this one, I had to just kind of route in a way that I felt like could get me the most keys for the least doors opened. I wasn't paying any attention to which direction was which, or if I was using enough keys, or if I was going to run out of a certain color key at a certain point. So I routed for that, and I kind of focused on this bottom area first. Like, once I was done with this area, I never came back. And then, once I was starting to loop around that, then I went over to the right to grab those keys, because I felt like it was cheaper than going around to the right. Like, with this one specifically, I focused entirely around, as I said, opening the fewest doors possible. There were a couple things that I did differently than I thought you were maybe intended with this one. And one was on the bottom route. I took the bottom loop around when I feel like it was easier to take the top route. But I don't know which way would have worked better. Similarly, on the top, I took a top route through this whole thing where I felt like it would have been easier to take a bottom route. But in the end, I don't know if it would have worked out approximately the same, or if I just stumbled upon a good solution. But anyway, that was stage 3. Stage 4 was much easier. Because they gave you all the keys in specific spots. With this one, in the big red squares, instead of marking chests, because by this point I realized that there was a single chest in every room, The chest marked where you got the 8 keys. So I just had to get around the room and hit all of these red squares. And with this one, it was still kind of the same, where I just tried to open as few doors as possible in working my way around. And knowing that if you ever had to backtrack, that it cost an extra key. So it was, how can I get through all the rooms, never having to backtrack? And then I just kept an eye on a few things, like the doors all in this room all take 3. So it's an expensive room to go in and out of. So I tried to route around that. And I tried to, early on, get myself into the outside so I had a ton of keys to work with. And then once I was done with that, I could go through the top chunk here, which used up a lot of keys, and you didn't get hardly any more at this point. But again, mostly it was just, how can I go through these rooms without ever backtracking, really? It was a reasonably fun level to do. Stage 5? Stage 5 was good fun. Stage 5 was... It was just the 8x8 grid. I had to run through all of these and just check how many doors were out of each room. Got 3 out of this one, 4 out of this one, 4 out of this one. Because there's a red key in every room, the red dots are the rooms with an extra key, the blue dots are the rooms with a blue key, of which you need all 6 in order to get out the end. And then the green dot is the map. These purple markers are where I deemed you were forced to use an extra red key. And my argument for that is, with this is just a very simple thing that I did, which was, if this is a corner room, you have to go from this room, into this room, into this room. That's the only way to not backtrack, and backtracking eats keys, so you never want to backtrack. So again, it's how can you go through all the rooms, never having to backtrack. But when you get a situation like this, once you hit this room, if you don't take this path, you will be backtracking. And that is, these rooms up here, it's a corner across from a corner. That's when I put the purple marker across. I kind of called these the eye rooms, to myself anyway. But these are the rooms where you absolutely have to backtrack in order to complete this loop. And there was one there, and down here. And similarly, if you go through this way, and then... Or if you go in here, and then back, and then go this way, you're forced to exit this way. So that's why this goes all the way over here. In situations like this is where you have to go this way to go through the corner, which then leads you directly into an eye room. So this whole mess kind of has to be done all at once, or you'll be backtracking. I toyed a little bit with these rooms, but I eventually deemed them the rooms that you had to use a backtrack to get through as well. Because otherwise I think it blocked you off somewhere else. Like, say, if you come up this way, you can go from here over to here, but then that locks you into going this whole loop around here. And if you came from here, then where did you come from for here? Did you come from over here? Then you would have had to come from here, which just comes from here. And then this way is locked into going this way, which means you're forced to backtrack through at one time or another. Like, it chokeholds you in one place or another. So these I deemed you had to backtrack in these 2 rooms as well. So that was your 6 red keys. And once I figured that out, I could connect these in a way that let me work my way through. And then finally there's stage 6. That was when I was actually counting keys as I went. But this was kind of the same deal, where I just tried to hit as many rooms as I could that had a lot of keys quickly. So, like, go from here. How quickly can I get to this room that has a lot of keys? But also, hit all the rooms. I kind of did the same, never go through a room twice, even though backtracking is cool. And from here, it's like, okay, give me these keys. Give me these keys. And there's only one room left with keys at that point. So that got me through a lot of this. And originally I had routed just the first run through, routed from here over and around. But when I did that, I was one too many green, one too few yellow. Because you have to have the 4 left over for these up here. And that's when I figured, okay, if backtracking is cool, then what I'm doing here is green-blue to enter this room, or I can do blue-yellow to enter this room from here. I was just looking for, like, where can I trade a green for a yellow? And it was right here. So I go to this room, and then I backtrack all the way around, and then I go in this way. So I'm using a yellow instead of a green, and that levies out at the end perfectly. So that was my giant map there. If you want to know how I'm doing how I cheated it, I'm using Cheat Engine. Which, Cheat Engine is, you think of it as like, oh yeah, it's Cheat Engine, it lets you cheat games. Cheat Engine, at the end of the day, is really just a memory watching and manipulation program. So you have to be able to look through memory in order to figure out where things are or test memory. So your health is super easy, because you have to search for a value, and I search for the value 100, start a new scan, search for the value 100, 4 bytes is an integer, which it's probably an integer, it's not going to be a double or a float or anything like that. It doesn't have to be an 8, which I think is a long integer, it's only 100, just regular integer. So, give me all values that are 100. That's every value that's 100, there's a lot of them. Get hit. That takes you down to 95. 95, scan again. That'll scan all of these for what is 95. It doesn't have us here because I'm not in game. But that then would give you... It gives you 2 values. One, I think, is your HP, and the other one is... I think it's the text display of what your HP is. But then you can put it down here, where you can change the value to be whatever you want it to be. And then if you check this, then that value is locked and cannot change. And it's that simple. Health was exceptionally easy to do this way. Some values are harder to do than others. I'm willing to bet, as a game developer, I'm willing to bet, given how easy it was to find, that health is a global value that never changes and is never around. Very easy to find and manipulate. On the other hand, for a laugh, I tried to see if I could do this with keys, give me like 1 billion keys, and I could not immediately figure out how to do it. If I had to wager, there's probably an array that lists all available keys in a particular stage. That array probably has data on the location of the keys and a value for if they've been collected and if they've been used. So it could be whatever you wanted it to be. It could be something like if element 0 in this array is a 0, it's uncollected. If it's a 1, it's collected. If it's a 2, it's been used. And you have no way of even guessing what that value is. So I couldn't figure that one out. And the reason you die in spikes is because it's an instant death. It effectively just, it's not necessarily instant death, it's a teleport you back to the room entrance and deal 20 damage. I can lock my HP, so I don't take the 20 damage, but I still get teleported back to the room entrance. It's a powerful tool, but you really have to dive in and know your crap, and I know just enough to be dangerous. But that's how I heck with that. But anyway, that's it for Dangerous Patchouli with Suwako. Kind of ending on a fart. I apologize. But until next time, everyone, when we take a look at something new.